Hello the YouTubes, Ash back once again. You might have noticed a slightly different intro with a Think Wok logo in the bottom corner. I'm also wearing my Think Wok t-shirt. That is actually a coincidence, but basically what I'm going to do here is go on a bit of a rant. Now, the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge has taken the internet by storm, and I think it's fantastic. You might have seen that I got involved in it the other day as well, which is not something I usually do, but when a charity like this comes along and it's not very well known, I think everything needs to be done to raise awareness for it. Now, there has been things in the past on Facebook, the makeup list selfie challenge and things like that, where it might have looked like I was trying to detract from those by ranting about those on Facebook, and that wasn't my intention. My point with that is the same as one of my points with the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, and that's the people are doing it but not mentioning what the fucking charity is. What's the point? All you're doing there is just trying to garner attention for yourself. Mate, you're just jumping on a bandwagon and trying to be cool and down with the kids. But the whole idea is you're meant to be at least raising awareness for ALS / motor neurone disease, whatever you call it. Or even Macmillan or whatever other charity you decide to do it for. The whole idea is at least raise awareness and possibly raise money as well if you can. Now personally I can't afford to donate, but I did anyway because I just think these things need to be done. But the thing that's triggered this rant for me, the thing that's really boiling my piss at the minute, is for every couple of Ice Bucket Challenge videos I see, and I'm not counting the ones where people don't mention the charity, they can fuck off. For every Ice Bucket Challenge video I see, there's at least one stupid meme trying to diminish what it's trying to do. And yes, I understand that people are wasting water in doing this. I get that. It is insensitive to countries like Africa where they're struggling to find clean water. I get it. But we don't need reminding of that fact. At the end of the day, we are privileged. We live in a society, in a part of the world where we can afford to waste water. Doesn't mean that we should, no. But we can and we do. We do it on a daily basis. For fuck's sake, people leave their taps running when they're brushing their teeth. That's just as much of a waste of water as tipping a bucket of ice over your head trying to raise awareness and do something good for once in your miserable, shitty little lives. So while I understand why people are bringing these things to light, I get it. You know, I've supported WaterAid for years. They do fantastic work and it's a very noble cause. Having said that though, ALS, it's not something I was even greatly aware of until a couple of weeks ago, and I dare say that's the same case for you and many, many other people around the world. So in the last 2 weeks, yes, people have wasted water, but they have raised awareness of a charity for a very sickening, disgusting, horrible disease that some people have to put up with. And it breaks my heart to think that people would try and belittle that and take it away from someone. If you ask somebody with ALS if you think that people tipping ice cold water over their heads to raise awareness for their charity is a waste of water, I guarantee you they'll say no. And yes, some people are doing this because they feel it's the right thing to do. They're raising awareness that we're wasting water when there's people in third world countries who don't have access. You're doing the right thing, fair enough. I get where you're coming from. But I know of a few people on Facebook who are doing it, A, because they don't like people jumping on bandwagons, and B, just to come up with an excuse to get out of doing the challenge themselves. If you don't want to do the challenge and you don't want to raise awareness, that's fair enough, that's your prerogative. I have a friend who openly said the other day, thank you for all the nominations, but I'm not going to do it, it's not something that interests me, and I admire him for saying that. It takes balls to come out and say, I am not doing this, that charity has no interest to me whatsoever. And to be fair to him, he's got a shitload going on in his life, so for him, charity definitely begins at home, and I will never take away from him what he said and what he did, and I'll never feel any ill will towards him for not doing this. But for the people who are just sharing these memes to get out of tipping a bucket of water over the head, or for the people sharing these memes just because they don't like bandwagons, fucking get over yourselves, will ya? It's a couple of weeks out the year, it's raised massive awareness for a new charity. Well, it's not a new charity, but it's new in our minds. What this thing's done has been nothing short of amazing, and I support it 100%. And from now on, every time something a bandwagon type thing like this comes along, I will never go out of my way to belittle it, but I will always rant about the people who do the challenge and don't mention the charity. because those people are just fucking self-absorbed wankers. So look, at the end of the day, this thing's gonna blow over very soon. It's just a fad, it's a craze, it's done a wonderful thing. We can all go back to being self-righteous and amazing and never wasting a drop of water again. Just chill out, right? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what crazy challenge people come up with to raise awareness for a charity or whatever, someone's always going to find a fault with it. It doesn't matter. That's just the world we live in. We have water over here, people in Africa don't. It's fucking nithered at the North Pole, it's quite sunny here. So does that mean we shouldn't be outside in shorts and t-shirt because it's insensitive to people who live at the North Pole? There's always an opposite. That's just the way the world is. Just let things ride out, let things do what they do. Look, at the end of the day, the world is balanced. There's opposites for everything. That's just the way it is. And a charity like WaterAid is well established. They've got adverts on the telly. They sponsor big events. For them, you know, awareness is raised. Yes, we can always do more. We can always raise more money for them. But for fuck's sake, let ALS have a couple of weeks where people are concentrating on that. And then in a few more weeks, maybe someone will think of something to raise awareness for a charity that we didn't know of. And then that can have its moment in the spotlight. Just think before you share these things. And for everyone else who's still yet to do an Ice Bucket Challenge, for the love of God, mention a charity when you do it. I don't care which charity it is. Just be ironic and name WaterAid. Whatever it is. But if you're going to do it for the right reasons. Don't just do it for your own attention. So there it is, YouTubes. I wasn't going to do Think Walk Rants on this channel. I was maybe going to do another channel for this, because shouting at a microphone's a lot more fun than typing with heavy fingers. So what do you think? Do you want more of this on here, or do you want another channel for this, or do you just never want to see another rant from me again? Let me know in the comments below, and if you like this video, give it a like, hit the subscribe button, tell your friends, tell your family, but don't tell me mum. I'll see you next time.